Hello once again, Monster Hobbies Model Car Garage Mechanics. Well, today we've got a small scale model kit just for you. This is the Lindberg 1937 Chevrolet convertible. Now originally this model kit came out way back in the 60s as a pyro kit. Pyro, of course, being the manufacturer, but somewhere along the lines the molds got sold over to Lindberg. So without any more hesitation, let's go down to the bench and see what's in the box. Despite the Great Depression, Chevrolet saw a lot of different body changes throughout the 1930s. For example, the 1937 Chevrolet Cabriolet was actually a modification of the 1936 Chevrolet, with the differences being that the radiator was angled off at the top, as well as a few other different features. So here we have Lindbergh's 1937 Chevrolet convertible in 1/32 scale. This is a static model kit, and it is for ages 13 and up. Now Lindberg currently is owned by Round 2, but this model kit came out when Lindberg was still a separate company before the merger. Now, there's not very much that's exciting about these boxes. It just says features include detailed chassis and detailed tires, but there are a lot of really excellent parts in this. And as you can see, the image on the box is the same in every corner. We do have instructions in Japanese, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and Dutch. But basically it just boils down to images. So if we open up the lid, it's not too difficult in here. We've just got one parts tree, and there should be clear glass in here somewhere. Oh, there it is, hiding down in that corner. Oops, and then we've got our instruction sheet. So I'll just clear all this out of the way and we'll take a look at this great model. Our instruction sheet is quite simple, but it does have a lot of languages in here. It's basically saying, before beginning, read through all the instructions carefully, test fit parts, and scrape paint from parts to be cemented, etc., etc. Here we have a painting call out, and we begin our construction with the wheels and tires, which are basically two pieces. And then we get into the interior. Now the fenders are molded as a one piece, and the engine is molded upside down onto this chassis. So basically we've got our interior, our gear stick, and our parking brake, and we've got our rear tail lamps on here. Now these are just basically stoplights. We've also got our front and our rear and front bumper, and we've got our front axle and the rear axle with the springs. And the wheels go through with metal axles, so basic, straightforward stuff. Now on the back, our assembly is basically like the Lindbergh 40 Ford, in that the body sides and the hood and everything are separate. So we've got our grille, our hood with the cowl and the windshield as one piece. The clear glass gets glued onto there. We've got our instrument panel. We've also got the right and left hand side of our body, and the trunk lid with a convertible boot folded down, molded as a piece. Now we've got clear headlights and our headlight bezels, which glue onto the sides, steering column, steering wheel, dashboard. Basically it all goes together like this. So here is the fender assembly, and you can see how nice this is. We've got our front fenders and running boards, as well as the bumper horns all molded in place. And if we turn it upside down, you can see our chassis with a full frame in here. There's our stove bolt 6 molded in place, the drive shaft, or it could even be a torque tube, and then our battery under here and our muffler with the exhaust pipe. Now there are mold marks up in the fenders and along the tops of the running boards, but with a little bit of cleanup, those should come out. There's also the Lindbergh logo molded right in here on the floor pan. But again, overall, this looks pretty good for the scale and the effort back in the 60s. This parts tree includes the sides of our car. So this is the back, and then we go up to the front. Here's our hood here and the front end of a car. We also have our interior molded as one piece. We've got 2 plastic axles, the front axle, the dashboard, and our rear leaf springs. And I just noticed I've got a broken spring here. Well, that took the fun out of everything, didn't it? And there's no little part of it in the bag. Well, I guess I'll have to get out some styrene strip and try to attach it. But, oh well, what can you do? I'm not going to be able to find another one of these anywhere, so I'm a bit stuck. So there's our hood with a nice detail in there. Can't really pick it up too well, but it's there, a little vent. Dashboard looks nice. It's got the detail on there. And we've got the door handles molded on the inside, and these are actually really nice, much like the interior panels of 1/25th scale cars when they mold it like that, and you can see the door handles and everything. Got mold marks toward the back, but overall this is not bad for tiny scale and old time, model building. Got the front, looks like it's a leaf spring across like a Model T. That can't be right though, can it? Chevrolet do that sort of thing? I don't know. But at any rate, this looks pretty good. This parts tree continues the rest of our components. We've got our wheels here, front and back. We've got our front and back bumper. We've also got our grille, steering wheel, the headlight buckets, and the parking brake, the tail lamps, and then our gear shift levers and such. So again, some really nice fine detail work in here. It's got little grips on the back of the steering wheel where your fingers would go in. Overall, not too bad. The grille looks nice, like it should. You have to clean up around the edges to get rid of the flash, but overall this should be quite nice when assembled. The tires have some nice ridges along the edges. So again, very cool stuff and very tiny. Our final parts tree consists of the top of the car, so the hood, the cowl, the windshield, and then our convertible boot and the trunk. So again, it's kind of funny like that. You have to cut these parts away, of course, when you glue up your Chevy. Now there are some mold marks underneath and like a little weld reinforcement V in here. I guess that's so that this doesn't collapse. But overall looks pretty good. Let's bring out the fenders. Just take a look. The curvature looks right up there. So this is where it would mount, and then those side body panels would come in along there. Overall, looks pretty good. I should consider this for a future small-scale group build with the model car guys. Last but not least, we have our clear components, which consist of 2 headlights and the windshield. And this little piece, it looks like it would be mounting on the front bumper horns for a license plate. I don't know. Let me know what you think there. You think that's what that is? If we can focus here. Yeah, overall though, the clear components look to be quite nice. There we go. And maybe a little bit weird on the glass here, but what do you expect for a smaller scale? Overall though, I think it's quite nice. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is you'll notice that there's absolutely no chrome on any of the white components. You'll have to use your Molotow chrome paint in order to dress this up and make it look correct. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at our little tiny Lindberg 1937 Chevrolet convertible. Isn't it a nice, sweet little kit? What color would you paint it if you had got one of these and built it? Let me know in the comments down below because I still got to build mine. So if you'd like to see the great model car kits that we have for sale, visit us at www.monster-hobbies.ca where you can see all our cars, big and small. So until next time, everybody, happy model building, and we'll see you in the next video.